Hey, Coach, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. So I want to talk about the Stanford and USC game the other night. I thought there was some interesting lessons to be learned or be taken from that game. And so focusing on the offense of both teams, first of all, USC looked next level. They look fantastic. Obviously, they got a top shelf play caller. They got good athletes on the field. And in the first half, they looked great. I think they scored 35 points. They were able to run the ball, pass the ball. They had some big plays. Addison player's a beast. And anyways, they look fantastic. Scored a bunch of points. But the second half, I think they only scored two field goals. And it wasn't that they weren't trying because they had a hard time slowing down Stanford. So, they wanted to score a few more points. And they did some good things. They were able to, run the ball, pass the ball, but they were sprinkling in negative plays. And the negative plays were stalling drives. So it just goes to show you, even as high octane as they were, you got to be consistent, especially when the game gets a little bit tough. In the second half, you want to be able to get first downs. And the way to get first downs is to be inconsistent. You can sprinkle in big plays. Big plays serve you well, but they're low percentage. So if you're counting on them, it's low percentage, but it's nice to go for them. They'll help you out and you want them. But in the meantime, you got to be consistent. Consistency will move the change. The negative plays were hurting USC in the second half. As talented as the players were, as talented as the play caller is, the consistency was hurting them, even at that level. So now looking at Stanford went back to run the power play a little bit, which I was happy to see. Now USC really loaded up on the power play, and they were able to shut it down. Okay. Now Stanford only ran a power play out of one formation. They went, they went I formation with a wing to the tight end side, and they kind of tipped their hand a little bit. And USC really loaded up on it and shut it down. Stanford was able to run some gadget plays off of it and had some success there. They didn't run any other run plays out of that set. They didn't go ISO weak like they used to hurt people with. There's a couple other things that they maybe could have done, but they only ran power out of that one play or that one set, and USC loaded up on it. But I'll say this, especially at the high school and youth football level, when a defense really wants to load up on your power play, they don't have a whole lot of time during practice to focus on a whole lot else. Okay, and that's what served Stanford well. Anytime they loaded up, they got into the I set. USC was able to load up on it, but when they got out of that, USC had no answer. They had no answer. Now, what hurt Stanford was they had turnovers, just had turnover troubles. I think they had 2 or 3 right at the goal line, and then there was at least another one closer to midfield. But turnovers killed them. But they were able to move the ball at will. So it just goes to show. Now I'm a big proponent of getting in tight and running power football, whether it's the power play or other associated plays. Because if they can't stop that, you're going to beat them, and you're going to beat them easy, and you're going to score a lot of points. Okay, as long as you play a little bit of defense. But if they want to load up on it and focus on that, you got to have a plan B and plan C. All right. And that's what served Stanford well. So that was a great lesson to be learned. You want to be consistent on offense, no matter how talented and explosive you are. Consistency is an asset. And if you run any type of power football package, you got to be able to kind of, have a plan B or plan C to go along with it. And the other thing too, is you got to be able to play defense. You got to be able to play defense. When you can play defense, it just gives so much breathing room to the offense. You can kind of relax, and you don't press. Once you get a lead, all you really need once you have a lead in the second half, all you need to do is get first downs at that point, because you're going to run out the clock. You're going to play defense when they have the ball, and you're set. I mean, you pretty much nail the coffin at that point. So, anyways, a lot of lessons to be learned. You got to play better defense. You got to get first downs in the second half. And if you run power play, mix it up a little bit. Have a couple other plays, have a couple other sets, whether it's formations or personnel groups to go along with it, and it'll serve you well. So hopefully that helps a little bit. And thanks, Coach.